Hey, you know what Coach Al McGuire once said about basketball teams?
Hmm.
He said a team should be an extension of a coach's personality. My teams are arrogant and obnoxious. What's up, y'all? It is March 19th, Tuesday, 2024. I am Tony
Can't
Styles.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nah.
Still can't hear me? Let me see what we got
Can you
here.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm. What about now? Can you hear me? Nothing. How about now?
Still
Can you
nothing.
hear me?
No.
How about now? Well, I guess we lost him. If you guys can't hear me, please let me know in the comment if you can or cannot hear me. Uh Yo back 71, 72, all that. Yo, can you guys hear me? If so, let me know.
I can hear you now.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into this day in NBA history. March 19th, 1950, the Rochester Royals, who you may know better now as the Sacramento Kings. Um, they closed out the 49-50 season with their 15th consecutive win, 97-66 over the Baltimore Bullets, setting an NBA record for most consecutive games won at the end of the season. The record lasted nearly 70 years until the Philadelphia 76ers broke the mark with 16 straight to end the season in 28 March 15th to April 11th, 2018. Do you think that's a record that can be broken? And are you surprised that the number for most consecutive road wins to close out the season is 16?
I am somewhat surprised that it's only 16. Not that 16 is a low number, but at the same time, the way a lot of these teams be playing, it does kind of shock me that it's still sitting at 16 when we're seeing all these different records being broke every season. But I mean, obviously, it's not that easy to win on the road, or it wouldn't be the record still. I do see somebody eventually surpassing that, but I get when you don't have your own crowd, when it's not a floor that you're familiar with, you don't have a fan base and everything like that necessarily. I could see how that would be difficult to win. So I don't know, something about being on the road makes it difficult for these teams to get victories.
Well, that was this day in NBA history. All right, let's get into the greatest Lakers team of all time, the best Lakers team. We're going to be doing head-to-head matchups. About the same thing. We got 30 something teams to go through. So we're gonna have a little bit of a long night. We already got comments coming in.
They think it
So
is already.
well, we got one comment right here. Andre 76 is saying the 72 win the 72 team that won 69 wins. They're going to be the best one. We got another one saying 2001 Lakers, and let's move on to number 2. So we kind of got to see where we end up at.
Right.
Um,
I bet
so
you
yeah,
everybody probably got the same top five too.
huh?
I said, I bet you everybody probably got the same top five or six too. Maybe not in the same order, but it's probably the same years.
Maybe not, but we are going to go on through this as quickly as possible. So if you watched last night's podcast, we're going to obviously in the earlier rounds we're just going to try and pick, and we're trying to get through, and then we'll give it a better breakdown why we think that is in the later rounds or whatever. But so let's get into this. It's going to spread a little bit, okay? But the very first Lakers team up, we got the 2020 Lakers. They were 52 and 19. They were 11th in points, fourth in opponents' points, 11th in pace, third in simple rating score, 11th in offensive rating, third in defensive rating, fifth in net rating. They beat the Blazers in 5. They beat the Rockets in 5. They beat the Nuggets in 5, and then they fucked up their rounds by beating the Heat in 6 instead of keeping it in 5. Key guys in that run was Anthony Davis, LeBron James, KCP, Danny Greaves, Rajon Rondo, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, Markeith Morris, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. We're going to go ahead and put them up against another championship team, the 1949 Lakers. So they went 44 and 16. They were first in points allowed, first in points scored. Hey, really quick, what do you think they led the league in scoring at in 1949? How many points a game do you think they were scoring, leading the league?
And 1949, what? 70, 70 something. I'll say 74.
84.
Mm,
84. And they were holding teams to the least amount of points. And what do you think that score was? What do you think they held them to?
70.
76. So pretty much everybody was scoring right between 76 and 84, pretty much in 49. Um, yeah, they were first in simple rating score. We have no information on pace, offensive rating, defensive
Mm.
rating, or net rating. They beat the Chicago Stags 2-0. Many people don't even know that they had a team. The Rochester Royals and the Washington Capitals in 6. Their key guys were Mike Bloom, Don Carlson, Jack Wan, Ray Ellefson, Arnie Farron, Donnie Foreman. Real quick, who you got, 2020 or 2049 for the Lakers moving on?
So this one is gonna be a tough one. No, obviously 2020.
Oh, I thought you were going with 49 in a sweep.
I thought about it. I did. I don't think LeBron got nothing for what they were doing. You feel me? They're gonna keep him down to a measly 71.
Well, here's the thing. They go 49 wins this, Mike and Unstoppable. Um, I'll tell you the crazy thing about that in it is Mikan, yeah, what did he get? 30 a game that season? They didn't keep rebounds. 30 a game, shooting 45 from 2. Yeah, it probably was Mikan's best year.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
okay, so next up we have the 1950 Lakers. They got the class. He said 49 and 2. So
That's fine.
anyways,
I'll take that. I'll take that bet.
okay. So
Oh,
next up we have the 1950 Lakers. We've moved up a decade. 51 and 17. They were fourth in points, second in opponents' points. They were first in simple rating score. They beat the tiebreaker in the Central Division against the Royals. Then they beat the Stags in 2. They beat the Pistons in 2. They beat a team most of you never heard of, the Anderson Packers in 2. Then they beat the Nationals in 6. Key guys were George Mikan. Where are we at? Key guys were George Mikan, Slater Martin, Vern Mickelson, Jim Pollard. We're going to go ahead and put them up against. Let's see, who do we want to put these guys up against? We're going to go ahead and put them up against the 2010 championship Lakers. Um, they were 57 and 25. They were 12th in points, 9th in points allowed, 14th in pace, 5th in simple rating score, 11th in offensive rating, 4th in defensive rating, 7th in net rating. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6. They beat the Jazz in 4, beat the Suns in 6. They beat the Celtics in 7. And their key guys were Kobe, Powell, Meta World Peace, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, Shannon Brown. Who you got? You got the 2010 Lakers or the 1950 Lakers?
2010.
You want to give us a little quick sentence on why?
Well, for one, aside from the fact that they won a title between that many years, the talent is crazy. Like, at this point in time, that Lakers team, they got defensive players that are moving quickly. They have extremely athletic players at this point in time. They have the monster that is Kobe Bryant. They got the combination of the Pal Gasol dude.
Hey, speaking of which, do you think Kobe posterized Mike in the series?
Yes,
That's a little bit older Kobe. He wasn't dunking like that. That was more, jump shot layup Kobe.
this is true, but he was still yamming on people though.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go 2010 as well. Up next, we have the '09 Lakers. They were 65 and 17. They were 13th in points allowed, third in points scored, fifth in pace, third in simple rating score, third in offensive rating, sixth in defensive rating, third in net rating. They beat the Jazz in 5. They beat the Rockets in 7. They beat the Nuggets in 6. Beat the Magic in 5. Key guys: Powell, Kobe, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom, Andrew Bynum, Trevor Ariza, Jordan Farmer. We're putting them up next against we just did the 50 Lakers, so we're going to go ahead and do the 52 Lakers. They went 40 and 26. They were first in opponents' points, fifth in points scored, first in simple rating score, third in pace, first in defensive rating, seventh in offensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Indianapolis Olympians, another team probably a lot of people didn't know about. In two, they beat the Royals in four. They beat the Knicks in seven. Key guys were Mike and Pollard, Slater Martin, Vern Mickelson, Bob Harrison. Who you got? You got 52 or you got 09?
I have '09. Once again, it just gets down to by this stage, you feel me, between 52 and 2009, the talent just increased, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if you put 2009 Jordan Farmer on the 52 Lakers, he is by far their best player.
See, exactly. And he was nowhere
By
near the
by
best player in '09.
right, right by far. Okay, so next up we're going to go ahead and go the '08 Lakers. They went 57 and 25. They um they were fourth in scoring, 19th in points allowed, sixth in pace, second in simple rating score, third in offensive rating, fifth in defensive rating, third in net rating. They swept the Nuggets. They beat the Jazz in six, beat the Spurs in five, lost to the Celtics in six. Key guys were Kobe, Powell, Lamar, Derek Fisher, Vladimir Radmanovic, Sasa Vucic, Jordan Farmer, Luke Walton, um, Trevor Ariza, and Andrew Bynum. We're going to go ahead and put them up against the 53 Lakers. They went 48 and 22, fifth in points, third in opponents' points allowed, fifth in pace, first in simple rating score, fourth in offensive rating, first in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the no, we just did 53, didn't we?
No, we did 52.
We did 52. Okay, well, they beat the Olympians in two. They beat the Pistons in five. They beat the Knicks in five. Uh, Same thing. Mike and Martin, Pollard, and Mickelson were their key guys. Who you got? You got '08 or 53?
53 had more success, but I'm going with '08. Once again, it's that generational gap, that them decades of talent. That's making a difference here right now.
Yeah, no. I agree with you completely. Um, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was telling them, we just got to get through these early rounds first so we can get through the later rounds because some of these things ain't really it. Okay, so that was 53. Let's go with the 54 Lakers. Poor Mike. um,
He's just getting washed. He's
yeah, I
losing.
know. Oh, there you go. 2008 was heartbreaking for me because of how we lost to the Celtics. Do you mean the 40-point loss? Because if you looked at that team that season, they were 66. They dominated. The Lakers were good and steady. And then they got Gasol and they went to another level. But looking at it, I wouldn't have been heartbroken because I wouldn't have expected before the playoffs start. I wouldn't have expected the Lakers to win the title. Going into the finals, I definitely expected them to win the title because they were playing so much better than the Celtics. Celtics was playing awful in the worst conference. The Lakers playing so much better in a better conference.
That's probably how they lost. They got gas.
I mean, I don't know how they got gas. I mean, they won in five and all that, and I mean they had plenty of time between the conference finals and the whatchamacallit and the uh the finals.
Mhm. I don't know. You know how they be partying after they win. Probably too much of that celebrating.
Possibly. Possibly. Okay, so we just did the 53, so we're on what, 54, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 54 Lakers, they went 46 and 26. They were third in points, fourth in opponents' points, second in pace, second in simple rating score, fifth in offensive rating, second in defensive rating, second in net rating. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna give the first tiebreaker to you tonight too, whenever we come to it.
All
Um,
right.
they beat the Rochester Royals in a game in the round robin. Then they beat the Pistons in the round robin in two games, and then they beat the Royals again. Actually, when the playoffs started in three, they beat the Nationals in seven. Same guys: Martin, Pollard, Mike, and Mickelson, Lovelet. We're going to put them up against the '04 Lakers. They went 56 and 26. They were third in points, 16th in opponents' points, seventh in simple rating score, sixth in pace, seventh in net rating, eighth in defensive rating, sixth in offensive rating. They beat the Rockets in five. They beat the Spurs in six. They beat the Timberwolves in six. They lost to the Pistons in five. Key guys were Kobe, Shaq, Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Devin George, Rick Foss, Derek Fisher, Horace Grant. Who you got? You got 04 or you got 54?
So 04 lost to the Pistons, but I don't think they would have lost to the 54 team. I'm going with 04.
I would go with 04 too. Not only that, I think that 04 team, especially when Malone was healthy, they started off like 18-3 when he got injured. So especially if you go with Malone before that injury, they were just humming. They looked really, really good. And
Mhm.
I think if Kobe could just stay away from bad shots in that series, maybe they have a much better chance of winning. Winning. I don't know what this means. Greatest Laker team of all time, man. Fuck the Lakers. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, as so hold on. As a Suns fan, Lakers. I'm definitely not a Lakers fan at all, but they are a huge part of the history of the NBA. So yeah, they do have a greatest team out of their every franchise has a greatest team. So I mean, we just can't ignore their history. Um, and so and that's right. What Hall of Fame centers are backups behind two other Hall of Fame centers, Clyde Lovett and Nate Thurman? That was it. I'll tell you another thing. Up until Paul Westphal recently got put in the Hall of Fame, I forget, but he had the most All NBA first teams to not make the Hall of Fame as well. So let's keep it moving. So we just did what? We did 50. We did 54.
54 and 24.
Right. So hold on. So we got to pull it up. Where's the next team? Okay. So we did 54. Okay. The next team up is the 59 Lakers. Okay. They went 33 and 39. They went. They went they were fifth in points. They were fourth in opponents' points, eighth in pace, sixth in simple rating score, fourth in offensive rating, sixth in defensive rating, sixth in net rating. They beat the Pistons in 3. They beat the Hawks in 6. They lost to the Celtics in a sweep. Key guys were Elgin Baylor, Vern Mickelson, Slick Leonard, Larry Faust, Hot Rod Hundley, Dick Garmaker. We're going to put them up against the '02 Lakers, who went 58 and 24. They were third in points, 10th in opponents' points, sixth in pace, second in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, seventh in defensive rating, second in net rating. Swept the Blazers, beat the Spurs in 5, beat the Kings in 7, swept the Nets. Key guys were Kobe, Shaq, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Robert Horry, Samaki Walker, Devin George, Lindsey Hunter, Mitch Richmond. Who you got? You got '02 or you got 59?
I got also.
Why? You think they have an answer? You think '02 has an answer for Elgin Baylor?
Yeah, by the name of Shaq.
Well, he's not playing small forward. Elgin Baylor's working what? Rick Fox, Devin George?
Okay, this is fair. But the answer is still Shaq. The reason why Shaq is the answer is because Elgin Baylor, is he going to counter what Shaq is doing offensively? And if he does, okay, who counters Kobe?
I don't know. Dick Garmaker? You ain't ready for the dick. You know, it's it's
Violation.
that
Oh,
simple.
wait.
It's that simple. You ain't ready for it.
Oh, weak.
You ain't ready for it. So okay, so that was 59. That was 59 against what? '02. Okay, so next
Yeah.
up we have the 62 Lakers. They went 54 and 26. They were sixth in points, second in opponents' points, eighth in pace, fourth in simple rating score, third in offensive rating, fourth in defensive rating, fourth in net rating. They beat the Pistons in 6. They lost to the Celtics in 7. They had Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Frank Selvey, Rudy LaRusso, Jim Krebs, Ton Hawkins, Hot Rod Hundley, Ray Felix. We're going to put them up against the '01 Lakers. They went 56 and 26. They were third in points, 23rd in opponents' points, 14th in pace, sixth in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating, eighth in net rating. They swept the Blazers, they swept the Kings, they swept the Spurs, and then they had a gentleman's sweep of the Sixers. Kobe, Shaq, Derek Fisher, Horace Grant, Rick Fox, Ron Harper, Brian Shaw, Robert Ory, Isaiah Ryder. Who you got? You got '01 or 62?
Oh, one. Um, that's just the stretch of that team is better. And I don't know. Like I'm just keeping it brief on that one. I feel as though it's clear cut or one for that one.
So you think they do have an answer for Rudy LaRusso then?
Possibly.
It's understandable. Okay, up next then we have the 63 Lakers. They were
Mhm.
53 and 27. They were fifth in points. They were third in opponents' points, third in simple rating score, sixth in pace, fourth in offensive rating, third in defensive rating, third in net rating. They beat the Hawks in seven. They lost to the Celtics in six. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Rudy LaRusso, Dick Barnett, Frank Selvey, Jim Cred, Leroy Ellis. We're going to put them up against the 2000 Lakers. They went 67 and 15, sixth in points, sixth in opponents' points, 14th in pace, first in simple rating score, fifth in offensive rating, first in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Kings in five. They beat the Suns in five. They beat the Blazers in seven. They beat the Pacers in six. Shaq, Kobe, Glenn Rice, Ron Harper, AC Green, Derek Fisher, Robert Ory, Tyronn Lue, Rick Fox, Brian Shaw. Who you got? You got 2000 or you got 63?
2000.
I'm gonna
Another
go ahead and
clear.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go 2000 as well. Although I don't know if I feel good about it, but I am definitely going to go with 2000 as well. Next up, we have the 65 Lakers. They were 49 and 31. They were fifth in points, third in opponents' points, eighth in pace, fourth in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, sixth in defensive rating, fourth in net rating. They beat the Bullets in six. They lost to the Celtics in five. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Rudy LaRusso, Dick Barnett, Leroy Ellis, Gene Wiley, Jim King were some of their key guys. We're going to go ahead and put them up against, let's see, who do I want to go with? After this, we're going to go ahead and go with the 98 Lakers.
Ooh,
The 98 Lakers, they went 61 and 21. They were second in offensive rating, 11th in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Blazers in four. They beat the Sonics in five. They got swept by the Jazz. Key guys: Eddie Jones, Shaq, Rick Fox, Nick Van Exel, Robert Ory, Kobe Bryant, Eldon Campbell, Derek Fisher. So who you got? You got 98 or 65?
98. I'm going with them young boys. I'm going with, that little unit with Eddie and Nick. I'm very partial to Eddie Jones prior to Kobe. So yeah. I feel as though that team was ready. They didn't win, but that team was ready.
You know what's crazy? They had five guys within a couple of years, four of them that year, but all would make all-star teams on that team alone.
It was at Shaq, Kobe, Eddie Jones, and Nick.
And Eldon Campbell.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's great. Okay, so up next we're gonna go ahead and go the 66 Lakers. They went 45 and 35. They were first in points, fourth in opponents' points, sixth in pace, third in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, fifth in defensive rating, third in net rating. They beat the Hawks in seven. They lost to the Celtics in seven. Key guys: Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Rudy LaRusso, Leroy Ellis, Walt Hazard, Bob Boozer, Gene Wiley. That's 66. Then we are going to put them up against the 91 Lakers.
Mm.
So the 91 Lakers, they went 58 and 24. They were third in simple rating score, 25th in pace, 13th in points, second in opponents' points, fifth in defensive rating, fifth in offensive rating, third in net rating. They swept the Rockets. They beat the Warriors in five. They beat the Blazers in six. They lost to the Bulls in five. Their key guys were James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Sam Perkins, Byron Scott, Vladdy Divas, AC Green, Terry Teagle, Michael Thompson, Clay's dad. Who you got? You got 91 or you got 66?
Hmm. Okay. So for this one, all right, 91. Here's the problem with 91.
Hmm.
Them players are close to the end of their career. So even though that
Not
was
guys like Vladdy.
even though this is a deep squad, as you see, you feel me, they're losing to the Bulls. And nothing wrong with losing to the Bulls, but it didn't look like they really could compete with the Bulls at that point in time.
Hmm.
Whereas you see the 66 team taking Boston to seven. So I think I'm gonna actually go with 66.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and go with 91, but you got the first tiebreaker, so 66 is moving on. Got our first old team moving on finally
We had to
because
have one. We had to have an old team moving on. I'm
well
sure
they,
there's
they
gonna be a couple more.
they've been getting worked. So okay, next up we got the 68 Lakers. They went 52 and 30, second in points, sixth in opponents' points, eighth in pace, second in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, seventh in defensive rating. Second in net rating, they beat the Bulls in 5. They beat the Warriors in a sweep. They lost to the Celtics in 6. They had Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Archie Clark, Tom Hawkson, Daryl Imhoff, Gail Goodrich, Edwin Mueller, Mel Counts. Then we're going to go ahead and put them up against the 90 Lakers. They went 63 and 19. They were sixth in points, seventh in opponents' points, 20th in pace, second in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, eighth in defensive rating, second in net rating. They beat the Rockets in 4, lost to the Suns in 5. They had Magic, James Worthy, Byron Scott, AC Green, Michael Thompson, Michael Cooper, Orlando Woolridge, Vlade Divac. Who you got? You got the 90 Lakers or the 68 Lakers?
Um, I went with the old team last. I think I'm going with the '90s this time. I mean, it's the same kind of situation where they're still losing and everything like that. They're still towards the end of the careers. But considering neither one of these are winning teams, you feel me? I'm going with the younger squad just based off of athleticism and just the way the game developed by that point in time.
No, it's cool. So I mean, I got to go with 92. Like I said, I think they got Magic. Magic's just the best player, so we'll just go with that. Moving on next, now we have the 69 Lakers. They went 55 and 27. They were fifth in simple rating score, 13th in pace, fourth in opponents' points, sixth in points, second in offensive rating, eighth in defensive rating, fourth in net rating. They beat the Warriors in 6. They beat the Hawks in 5. They lost to the Celtics in 7. Key guys were Wilt, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Keith Erickson, Mel Counts, Johnny Egan. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put them up against the 89 Lakers, who went 57 and 25. They were fifth in points, eighth in opponents' points allowed, 12th in pace, third in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, seventh in defensive rating, third in net rating. They swept the Blazers, they swept the Sonics, they swept the Suns, and then they got swept by the Pistons. It was Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Byron Scott, AC Green, Michael Thompson, Michael Cooper, Kareem, Orlando Woolridge. Who you got? You got the 89 Lakers or the 69 Lakers?
It's weird. I'm going with the '89 Lakers.
I would too. I would too,
Like
although I don't know if I feel good
that's
about it.
weird to me to get. It's right. That's what was weird to me because I'm sitting here like, so you sweeping all these teams just to make it to the finals and get swept? Like that's
Well, their big
weird.
argument was they were injured for that, with Magic and Byron Scott getting those hamstring injuries and stuff. So that's their big argument for it. But I don't know if they're going to
But to
get
me,
swept. But I mean, Pistons were better than them the year before. They were up 3-2, and then Isaiah had the sprained ankle. The fans rushed the court and gained, what was it, 6 or 7, where they didn't even get they were like down by 2 or 3, and there was 3 seconds left. They couldn't even get off a shot. So yeah, it was. I mean, they were better than them this year before. Um,
mhm.
Let's keep it moving. Next up, we have the 70 Lakers. They went 46 and 36, 12th in points, second in opponents' points, fifth in simple rating score, 13th in pace, eighth in offensive rating, fourth in defensive rating, fifth in net rating. They beat the Suns in 7. They swept the Hawks. They lost to the Knicks in 7. Key guys were Chamberlain, West, Baylor, Happy Harrison, Garrett, Mel Counts, Rick Roberson, Keith Erickson. Next up, we're going to have them go against the 88 Lakers. They were 62 and 20, fifth in points, 11th in opponents' points, 11th in pace, third in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, ninth in defensive rating, second in net rating. They beat the Spurs in 3. They beat the Jazz in 7. They beat the Mavericks in 7. They beat the Pistons in 7. Key guys: Byron Scott, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, AC Green, Michael Cooper, Kareem, Michael Thompson. Who you got? You got 88 or 70?
Hmm. I'm going with '88 actually. It looks like they may have struggled a little more. Even though '70 lost, but it looks like they were struggling by '88, but still it's still a better team in my opinion as far as the youth. Like I don't know. I feel as though that team would have worked the '70.
No, I'm with that. Like I said, I think 88 is oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think we got somebody wants to join us. Hold up.
Nice. So yeah. Hey!
Did you want to join us? Did you want to get in on this?
Oh, he didn't want to join us. He just had something to say.
I know I did not want to join you. I was doing something in the back end, but hey, what's up? How's it going?
What's
Oh, it's
going
going
on?
good. We're just kind of working through who we think's going to win each one of these matchups. The Lakers
Hmm.
get their own segment.
Oh well, it's a Lakers segment. Then I should have been invited.
Well, that's what I mean. I thought maybe we've already eliminated about 15 teams, but we're keeping going right now. We got 88 beating 70 right now, but after that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 72 up against 87. Who do you think would win?
72.
What 2 years? Sorry.
So, I mean, I'll give you the stats if you want them. We're going to have the 72 Lakers. They went
Yeah.
69 and 13. They were first in points, sixth in
That-
opponents' points, first in pace, first in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, second in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Bulls in a sweep. They beat the Bucks in 6. They beat the Knicks in 5. Their key guys were Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Jim McMillan, Gail Goodrich, Happy Hairston, Keith Erickson, Flynn Robinson. They went up against the 87 Lakers, who went 65 and 17, second in points, 12th in opponents' points, 10th in pace, first in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, seventh in defensive rating, first in net rating. They swept the Nuggets. They beat the Warriors in 5. They swept the Sonics. They beat the Celtics in 6. Key guys were Magic, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Kareem, AC Green, Michael Cooper, Michael Thompson, Kurt Rambis. Who you got, 87 or 72?
So thanks for running that all down. I was going to say 72. That was the Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, the year that Elgin Baylor retired team,
Mm-hmm.
versus my favorite Laker team, because it had my all-time favorite college player, which is James Worthy on it. Throw in Magic, Kareem, all the guys you meant, Michael Cooper, et cetera, Kurt Rambis, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Wilt was really, although Wilt wasn't Wilt. So if it was a younger Wilt, I'd say we would have had a different conversation. It also wasn't a young Kareem, but I'm going to go with the 87 team if I get a vote.
You get a vote. We'll give you a vote. What do you got, Neek? You got 87 or 72?
Well, for one, I actually am upset that it's come down to these two teams because these were the two that I was looking for to be the top two teams. I feel as though you're getting, I don't know, bro. I kind of feel like 72. I do see there's a lot of contributions that's going on with the 87 team. For instance, you got Magic giving you 23 and 12. You got Worthy giving you 19 and 19 and 2. And then even if we go to the playoffs, Magic is giving you 23, 21. You know what? I take that back. I'm actually going with 87.
Oh man, I'm outvoted. I was going with 72. I thought
Were
72
you?
was going with, yeah, I
I
was
was,
gonna do.
to be honest, I was really gonna go with 72, but yeah,
And
I'm
look,
as I'm
and Woodage 84 gets it. It's going to be hard for the 87 Lakers to get rebounds with Wilt's 19 and Hairston's 13. See, nobody's giving Happy the credit for getting on the boards, but that's cool. 87. I mean, it's hard to beat down
Yeah,
a
but
champion.
you can't just use the rebounding numbers because they were missing and taking significantly more shots.
No, I'll agree with that. I
Well,
definitely agree
so
with that.
their rebounds are a little inflated.
And I
No,
mean, it's not like it's not like there wasn't other people rebound. Obviously, they're not getting as many as Wilt, but then we are getting 6, 7, 7. We're getting contributions like that. So
no, I feel you. Let's move on to the next one because, like I said, we're not even at the first round. We got more to do.
Okay.
For at first, we're gonna have 8. We're gonna have 86 Lakers up. They went 62 and 20. First in points, 10th in opponents' points, 10th in pace, third in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, seventh in defensive rating, third in net rating. They beat the Spurs in a sweep. They beat the Mavericks in 6. They lost to the Rockets in 5 on that shot that they always shows Ralph Sampson shooting it backwards and then laying on the floor and all that. We got Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, Maurice Lucas, Kurt Rambis, AC Green. We're going to put them up against the 73 Lakers. They went 60 and 22, fourth in points, fifth in opponents' points, seventh in pace, first in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, third in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Bulls in 7. They beat the Warriors in 5. They lost to the Knicks in 5. Key guys were Wilt Chamberlain, Jim McMillan, Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, Bill Bridges, Happy Harrison, Keith Erickson. Neek, who you got, 73 or 86?
I'm actually going with 73 on this one. I'm liking the combination of Wilt, Millen, Gail Goodrich. Yeah, I'm actually feeling that team a little more.
What about you, Fluent? Who you got?
86.
See, I'm going 86 as well on this one. So, no, that's cool. Like I said, we got to keep it going. So, the next one we're going to go ahead and go with the 85 team. They went 62-20, second in points, 14th in opponents' points, 9th in pace, second in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, 7th in defensive rating, first in net rating. They beat the Suns in a sweep. They beat the Blazers in 5. They beat the Nuggets in 5. They beat the Celtics in 6. Key guys were Magic, James Worthy, Kareem, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, Kurt Rambis, Bob McAdoo, Jamal Wilkes. The next team up we're going to face with them is going to be the 1980 Lakers. They went 60-22. They were second in points, 11th in opponents' points, 8th in pace, second in simple rating score, first in offensive rating, 9th in defense, second in net rating. They beat the Suns in 5. They beat the Sonics in 5. They beat the Sixers in 6. Norm Nixon, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, Magic Johnson, Jim Jones, Michael Cooper, Spencer Haywood was their key guys. Fluent, who you got, 80 or 85?
Ooh, I'm going 80.
Ooh.
Young Magic. What was that? The last MVP Kareem season. I'm going with 80. Yeah.
I appreciate the 80 team and what Magic did that season. However, I think I'm actually going with my birth year. I'm going with the 85 team on that. Um, could there be slight bias? Possibly, but I also like the contributions. Once again, it was a lot going on. We're getting 17-5 from Magic with 7 rebounds, 15 assists. Even James Worthy giving you 21. At that point, Kareem is still giving you 21. Byron Scott is giving you 16, Michael Cooper 10. So stuff like that. It's just the fact that all of these people are not only putting points on the board, but they're also doing dirty work as well. So 85. I like the fact that Magic was a little more seasoned by then as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 85. I like the better Magic. 85, Kareem still showed out and won the Finals MVP. So, and then I also like they got James Worthy on 85, and they don't have James Worthy in 80.
But wasn't
So
85 that tragic Magic?
that was 84. 85 was the year they won.
Came back. Okay.
That's the year they
All right.
beat both. That's the year they beat Bird in 6 and all.
Oh yeah,
So
83.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So next up we have the 82 Lakers. This is our last matchup of the first round. Thank God.
Okay.
57-25.
I missed the 51-52 Lakers.
Yeah, you did. They
No.
lost.
What?
They lost to
Impossible.
the 09. They lost to the 09 Lakers.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Or 08. Or 08, one of the two.
Thought about it.
They did. They did. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was telling him, because like
I
Dick
don't know,
Barnett,
who they have then? Hitch. Who was on that team? Mikan, Pollard, Martin, Saul. Like that team, like first team to ever. Now, granted, it was early years. First team to ever three-peat. Mikan was the first ever dominant center. Let's not underestimate how good they were.
Oh no.
Well, if we're starting with that, then 54 would be the first team to ever three-peat because 52 is when they started winning.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, but it's that team. The Mikan.
It was started. I get what he's saying. Yeah.
Yes, what you're saying. Yes, what you're saying. They started the three. But yes, go ahead. Keep going.
Right. So we have 82. The 82 Lakers. They were 57-25, second in points, 15th in opponents' points, 4th in pace, 4th in simple rating score, second in offensive rating, 10th in defensive rating, 4th in net rating. Swept the Suns, swept the Spurs, beat the Sixers in 6. Key guys were Magic Johnson, Norm Nixon, Jamal Wilkes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mitch Kupchak, Michael Cooper, Bob McAdoo, Kurt Rambis. We're going to go ahead and put them up against the 83 Lakers, who went 58-24, second in points, 12th in opponents' points, 13th in defensive rating, first in offensive rating, second in net rating. They beat the Blazers in 5. They beat the Spurs in 6. Got swept by the 76ers. Magic Johnson, Norm Nixon, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, Michael Cooper, James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, Bob McAdoo were their key people. Neek, who you got first? You got 83 or 82?
I have 82. I'm going with the champs on that one. Similar team, but different results in the finals.
I feel you on that. What about you, Fluent?
I'll go 82.
I'll go with 82 as well. And there we go. We are out of the first round. You guys ready to get into the second round?
Right.
Let's do it.
It's going to fly. Okay, first up, we have the 2020 Lakers against the 1966 Lakers. It's Fluent. Who you got?
1920.
No, 1966.
No.
Ver-
Yeah, 19, and then the 1920, meaning the year, not 1920. The
1920. Yeah, 1920 Lakers. Yeah, I got you.
1920. Okay, the 20 Lakers. Let's call the champ when the season ended. So 20 versus 1960.
1966.
66.
Yeah, they had guys like Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Rudy LaRusso.
When they get caught getting beat by the Celtics.
Yeah, lost in 7 in the finals.
67 is when he wins the Finals MVP in that loss, right? Or is that 66?
No, that's it. That's 69.
Oh, that's 69. I'm off by a couple
69.
years. I'm still going 2020. I think AD and LeBron are too much for them.
You gonna go the same?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. We can keep it that simple. Moving on. Next up, we have the 2000. We'll give it to you first, Nick. We got 2010 Lakers versus the 82 Lakers.
Versus the 82 Lakers.
Yeah, 2 championship teams.
2010. Yeah, I think I'll go with 2010. I feel like even though I do like the 82 Lakers and they are deep as well, I feel like by 2010 we've seen an increase in talent all over again. So I feel like the core unit from 2010 is a little stronger in my opinion.
With that, what about you, Fluent?
Yeah, as much as I'm a fan of Pau Gasol, I don't think he's got a shot of slowing down 100-year-old Kareem, let alone 33, 34-year-old Kareem. So yeah, I'm going with the.
Kareem's still getting MVP at what?
I'm going with 80. I'm going with 82 Lakers.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go with 82 as well because, like I said, I think the 2010 Lakers are frauds as champions, anyways. with that 21-6 free throw disparity in the fourth quarter in Game 7. So we got 82 moving on. Up next, we have the 09 Lakers against the 85 Lakers. Fluent, you got the floor first. Who you got?
Shit. No, no, 85 Lakers. Worthy's now joined that team in 85, right? Yeah.
Right. The year after Tragic.
Yeah,
but this is the year where Kobe had his best finals.
I know,
32 a game.
It was just that team was really Kobe. And then when Pau is your number 2 versus the 85 Lakers that your number 2 is, you can pick. It's either Worthy, an older Kareem, a better, more efficient Magic. You still got Cooper playing defense. Nah, I'm going 85.
Okay. What about you, Neek?
I'm going 85.
It's close though. It's close.
I'm going 85 as well. I'm probably a bigger Kobe fan, and I love the performance that Kobe put up. But I feel as though that 85 team, they just had too many people that were out there beasting at the same time. Yeah, I feel as though the 85 Lakers team was a little tougher.
Okay, well, both of you guys are wrong, but it don't matter. I'm outvoted. I just want everybody to know I'm on the 09 team, but it doesn't matter. I'm outvoted. Up next, we have the 2018.
And Woodage is right too. We're talking. It's my 2 favorite players, Magic and Kobe. Like that's my 1-2 favorite players, not best players. Favorite players.
Who's one?
Magic. The first basketball I ever watched was the 79. I want to say 79-80 series when Kareem gets hurt and doesn't play in Game 6. That's the first actual full basketball games I ever watched. Was that series? So. Yeah. There's some nostalgia there. I admit it.
No, I got you.
I feel it.
So you weren't born. You don't feel it. Maybe well, he was growing up in Chicago when when Michael Jordan was winning titles. So
he understands the nostalgia part. Yeah.
Yeah. Up next we have 08 versus 86. Neek is going to go to you first. Who you got? 2008 Lakers or the 86 Lakers?
I'm going with. Dang, I'm actually going with 86 on this one.
I'm gonna pause you for a sec and just let Ox know we can't do a greatest Sacramento Kings because they've never won or done anything. So sorry, Ox. I keep going.
We have done a greatest Sacramento Kings though.
You did?
When we went through the Pacific. When we went through the Pacific, we did a
that's right. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So you got 86. Okay. What about you, Fluent? Who you got? 86 or
who you got? 86 or who?
08?
08.
Yeah, the first year Kobe got him back to the finals when they
And
lost to the Celtics by 40. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the 86 is the team that lost to the Rockets in 5 in the conference finals.
Oh, right. Oh, but that was.
And they got worked.
Yeah. No, that was the earlier one when they brought in Moses, right? Or was this the one they brought in Moses? That was the earlier one?
Yeah, that was 83 when Moses beat them.
When they brought in Moses,
86 was Ralph Sampson and Akeem beat them.
Right. Oh man. I'll still go 86.
Man, I'm outvoted again, dog. It's 08. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
It is 08 is the right answer. You're right.
So now are we going 08 or are we going 86? What are we doing?
No, I'm switching my vote. I'm going 08.
Okay.
I was on the fence anyways, but no, I'm going 08. I'm flip-flopping.
Okay.
All right. So next up we have the 04 Lakers that famously, got beat by the Pistons, and we got the 87 Lakers that the Magic Baby Hook ones. So Fluent, you're up first. Who you got? 87 or 04?
I'm going 87, but only because that was the beginning of the end when Kobe and Shaq were just, the chemistry wasn't there. So that's the only reason. Talent wise is probably the other one, but I'm going 87 for actual team that would win that series.
Feel you.
I agree with him on that one, to be honest, even for the same reason, because you're watching this team that is great, but you're watching them fall apart. You're watching how they're not gelling. You're already seeing in the media how they're not getting along and stuff like that. So for them to lose to Detroit the way they did, that just shows you all the success they had in their previous finals and everything, and then they get to Detroit and just get worked like that. Yeah, they weren't the same team no more.
No, I agree with you. I concur with both of you. The chemistry was just terrible. I think a healthy Malone would have made it a lot better because they started off like 18-3.
100%.
Then they were humming. And I mean, and I'll put it this way: Malone was so good for that team. He tried sleeping with Kobe's wife that year, and they were still playing well. So that's how crazy that is.
That's the problem sometimes when you're a successful team and bringing guys like Gary Payton and Karl Malone who just want a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, didn't know what it took to win a ring.
That's real talk.
And Karl Malone, I agree with you 100%. I think if Karl Malone is healthy, I think they win that chip. And I don't know what happens after that, but yeah, I think a healthy Malone wins that season, but was not meant to be.
Well, I think another one too, though, is we got to do another what if was if Cassell was healthy in the playoffs too. I think the Timberwolves had a good chance to win the title that year. Nobody ever talked about how good of a post-up player Sam Cassell really was. So, and that was the year Weber got injured too with the Kings. So, he was coming back from injury. So maybe that would have. There's a lot of what ifs in 04.
I was going to say, but I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. But every single champion, you can go through the playoffs and say, what if? There's always something that happens. And that's why it's so hard to win, is because you have to have those what ifs, the ball's bouncing your way, a bad call or a good call, or else you don't win. That's every single champion. I don't think there's one that you can say was just clean. Everybody was healthy. There was no bad calls. Everything. No, never happens.
So well, actually, what's funny is we recently did this on the show. We went through the last 30 years, and 96, it was clean. There's no argument for it. 96, the year the Bulls won 72-10.
Yeah, sure.
That one was clean. The year that the Lakers ran through it in 01, that was clean. There's no argument that there was a team that could have beat them.
Oh, yeah. There was 2001. Yeah.
Right. And then there was a couple other ones that I don't remember. I think the 14 Spurs was a clean one. No arguments there. There was a few of them, but we went through it. You
could probably say, again, I haven't looked at all the rounds, and that's what I'm saying, all the rounds, not just their run.
Oh, yeah. No, we do it. Yeah.
What happened to other guys? But no, it wasn't Wade. Wade wasn't the same Wade.
Well, Wade was just old though, so it's not
But
like he sprained
didn't
his
one of
knee
them?
in that.
I was gonna say, didn't him or Bosch, one of them got hurt? In 2014. No, they were just old. Okay,
Just old, and the Spurs just really knew how to
all right,
move ball side to side.
fair
So
enough.
that's where we're at. All right. So up next, who went first last time? Anybody know?
I went first.
Okay,
Let
so
him.
Neek, you're up first. We have the 02 Lakers against the 88 Lakers.
Eight. I'm leaning towards O2. Even though we're getting close to no. Hold on. Let me think. Do I want to go with O2? No, I'm going with 88. I'm going with 88. I still feel like this is a Magic that they can't really compete with. By O2, they haven't fully fallen apart yet, but at the same time, we are seeing. I don't know, bro.
Are you conflicted?
I am very conflicted
You want me
because
to go first? Because I
Yeah.
have no conflict.
yeah,
Okay,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Because I have no conflict. Because we saw what happened to a younger Kareem against a dominant center, and Shaq was still, although starting that descend, this was still a dominant Shaq, and a dominant Shaq against a super old last year, I believe, Kareem. Like, he wasn't the go-to guy. Yeah, there's no answer for Shaq, and Shaq, just like I said, there was no answer for Kareem going against Powell. Vice versa this time. There's nothing they can do against Shaq, and Shaq just dominates that series. So I'm going 0-2.
Yeah, I was going to go 02 as well. Not only that, that's Kobe's only good shooting series in 02 in the finals. His only good one. Out of 7, he's only got 1. So that's his only good one. He shot 55% from 3 that series.
Kobe.
So there we go. So yeah, so we got 02. You still want to give us your vote though? Still going
No,
88?
I was already torn. You feel me? I was torn between 08. I mean 08. I was torn between 02 and 88. But yeah, I mean y'all already got it, so it don't even matter.
I got you. Up next, we're gonna go ahead and Fluent goes to you. 01 or 89? Who you got?
0-1. It's the greatest team ever of all teams.
What about you, Neek? Who you got?
I got 01. I don't like what they did to my boy Iverson, but yeah, I mean what they did to
What do
everybody
you mean?
else.
They let him win a game because they had 10 days or 9 days to rest or get. You should
And
be happy. You should be happy. You should be unhappy what your boy Iverson did to Tyrone Lue, because that will be remembered forever.
it is
But
bogus because he don't even like that he did that to him. And he didn't even mean to. He was just so in the moment that he
yeah,
shot and he got ready to walk and he just stepped over what was in front of him. He hates when it gets brought up.
no, I know. I asked him about it, and he's like, the two worst things that people ask him are that thing on that step over Lou and practice. We talk about practice. He's like, I hate when people ask me those two things. One, because like you said, the Lou thing was in the moment. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful, although clearly it like that. And then the practice thing, because obviously we know what was going on for us that know what was going on in his life. He's like you guys don't even realize what I was dealing with at that moment. So to bring it up and be the first thing you think about me, not all the other stuff I did, he hates that. So
Well, I heard him say on another one too that he hates when people bring up the rap record. He said it was awful. I wasn't good at it. I did that so my boys could get on. It's embarrassing. Please don't play that when I go in the club. That's what he said. All right, Neek, you're up next. The 2000 team versus the 1990 team. Who you got?
2000. 1990, they're on the decline. 2000, they're on the rise.
What about you, Fluent?
1990, we're talking about the team that lost. No, that's the team that lost to the Bulls. No, that was 91.
No, 90's the team that went 63 and 19. They lost to the Blazers. They lost to the Blazers.
Yeah, I'll go 2000. I'll go 2000 again. The Shaq thing. Who's their center back then? Vlade Divac.
Worked.
Yeah, it's his rookie year.
Yeah.
His first year.
He's getting worked. He's getting worked.
So, okay, so here that ends that round.
Series.
That ends that round. By the way, the bracket rolled up. 98 got a bye. So let's move on to the next one. We'll go with I think you're first, aren't you? Fluent first this time. So whatever. So, anyways, the 2020 Lakers versus the 82 Lakers.
Sorry, I missed the 82 versus who?
2020.
82 versus 2020. So you got AD, LeBron.
Well, hey, Kayeem Pyle says the best Laker team of all time is the 2020 Lakers. Why are you still debating?
It's well,
I don't know if it's that quick, but I get it.
That's just a LeBron fan because LeBron's on the team. Like, stop it. He wasn't even the best player on that team. It was actually AD. But anyways, but I'm gonna go just because of that comment. I'm gonna go with the 82 Lakers.
Okay. What about you, Neek? Who you got?
I'm going 82 Lakers as well.
Yeah, good.
I'm like more mixing with 20.
Oh shit!
My Winston 20, Kareem was 20. Yeah,
Hey, I just want to let y'all know I was voting for the 2020 Lakers. I was voting for the 20. I said I was voting for the 2020 Lakers. So that wasn't. You got to talk to these two.
If y'all don't know, I'm petty. I'm voting out of spite now. Go ahead.
All right. Well, Neek, you're up first. 08 or 85. Who you got?
We've been over this. I'm going with my birth year.
Okay.
Nah,
85.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what he said in response. He said he's trolling. He's not a Bron fan.
Okay, good. Then psychology, it worked.
Good job.
Okay, so you got 85. What about you, Fluent? 08 or 85? Who you got?
85. I told you that was my favorite Laker team.
Yeah, I know, but we're trying to figure out the best, not your favorite. So
yeah, they're the best.
But in his defense, though, it is still argued one of the greatest Laker team ever. So you feel me? It just so happens he got good.
I feel you. All right, Fluent, you're up first. Who you got? 2002 or 1987? This just got tough, didn't it?
The later rounds were bound to get tough.
Yeah.
Okay, 87, man.
That's Baby Hook Magic.
Yeah, I know. That's a good team, but
against only good shooting Kobe.
Against only 55% from three in the finals, I heard. It's their
51 something from overall from the field.
Their third chip in a row. Shaq is still dominant. Kobe's
36 a game.
0-2 Lakers. 0-2.
Kobe. What about you, Neek? Who you got?
I want 0-2 as well. I just feel as though that combination, that duel is going to be a little too. It's going to be a little too tough at that point in their careers.
I feel you on that. Yeah, I would have gone 0-2 as well.
So has
LeBron James
been eliminated?
Yeah, 2020 got eliminated. You guys voted for 82.
Excellent.
You guys voted for 82. I expected him to go far. I expected two teams to go far, and he was one of them. Next up, Neek, we're going with you. Who you got? You got 2001 Lakers or the 98 Lakers?
Oh man, I hate this. My heart goes out to the 98 Lakers, but I can't in good conscience give it to 98 considering what the 2001 team did. I wish Eddie Jones would have actually made it onto one of those teams that won a title. But other than that, by the time Kobe came into, what he became, he was a better player than Eddie Jones by then. They had a better unit around them as far as the mature players by 01. Mm-hmm. So, I'm definitely going with 01. Even though they had the veterans, I'm going with them because just veterans on your team sometimes can increase your style of play, can increase, how well you're doing as well. So, yeah, 01, my bad.
I feel you. And with that, we're on to the next round. 2000 lined up to get a bye. So we're into the final five, which is kind of like the semifinals. So let's see. Fluent, you're up first. We're gonna go ahead and do the 02 Lakers against the 82 Lakers. Who you got?
02 Lakers versus the 82 Lakers. Is that what you said?
Right. Yeah. And you just said these 82 Lakers could beat the 2020 Lakers. So
Yeah, 100%. They could.
yeah.
And this is going 7, so I need to do a coin flip. I'm gonna go 82.
You're gonna go 82. You just keeping
good.
it. I think you picked 82 every time they came up. What
Right,
about
yeah,
you?
Staying consistent.
So
Yeah.
I do like 82, but I'm actually going with I'm going with 02.
I feel you. I would go with 02 as well. I think there's just too much Shaq at that point. So next matchup, Neek, you're up first. 2000 versus 85.
I'm still going 85. I'm still going 85. I'm leaving to y'all to go 2000. I'm going 85 though.
What about you, Fluent? You got 2000 or you got 85?
I'm gonna go 2000.
I would go 2000 as well.
If I wasn't born in 85, for the record, if I wasn't born in 85, I would go 2000. I said 85 slowly because of the year. I ain't even lying.
Get rid of
No,
85.
2000 was probably a better team. But yeah.
All right, Fluent, you up first.
All right.
So we're gonna go ahead and give 2001 a bye to the finals. 2002 or 2000?
2002 or 2000. I'm gonna go with the better shooting Kobe. I'm gonna go 2002. No, wait. I'm still gonna go with 2002. I might be wrong, but I'm still going 2002. I'm gonna go 2002.
What about you?
Completing
Who you got?
completing a three-peat is very, very difficult. Very difficult.
You said 02 versus who? 01?
2000.
Oh, 02 versus 2000.
I'm taking Shaq and Kobe in this one.
And Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does he coach again?
He's got to get inside his head.
Do you think he counters?
I think I'm going with 02.
I would go 02 as well. Hey, do you remember when they first started doing the questions after the first and third quarter?
Yeah.
In the NBA. So it was like 2008 or somewhere around there. Well, when they first started doing that, it was funny as hell because Phil Jackson acted like he was in psychological warfare with whatever reporter was asking him a question. So that's how he gets in his own head. So here we go. Neek, you up first. And this besides the greatest Laker team of all time. 01 versus 02. Who you got?
I am going with 02.
Going with 02.
I'm going with 02. Once again, this is the end of their three-peat run. 02. Yeah. So we're seeing the Lakers get better. What I mean by that is you're seeing them run through as far as in the finals. You're seeing the team that they're up against decrease in how many wins they're able to get against them. Kobe is growing as a player at this point. He's becoming, one of the best players in the league. Shaq's already there, but now Kobe is making his stance for what he was going to become. So yeah, I'm going with 02. Like you said, this is a dominant Kobe at this point as well, as far as offensively. Or efficient, I should say. Efficient Kobe offensively. So yeah, I'm going with 02.
What about you, Fluent? Who you got?
Well, no, my answer is easy because the 01 Lakers are the greatest team to ever be assembled, period, in the history of the NBA. So I don't care if it's the 02 Lakers, the 2000 Lakers, the 6 Lakers, the 89 Lakers, the 2034 Lakers. You're talking about a team. Listen, let me just tell you. If this team went through this finals, this playoffs, excuse me, and they went like game 6, game 7, game 7, game 7, and won, people would call it the greatest run in NBA playoffs history. Because when you beat a team that's a 50-win team, a 55-win team, a 58-win team, a 56-win team, all 50-plus win teams, when you go through that gauntlet most of the time it's you got a 40-win team, a 45-win team, a 52-win team, and then maybe a 60-win team in the final, maybe. You never have 4 50-win teams. And the only reason they don't get as much respect as they should, and they still get a lot of respect, is because they swept the 50-win Trailblazers. They swept the 55-win Kings. They swept the 58-win Spurs, and they gentlemanly swept the 56-win Sixers. So yeah, this team wins. It's more veteran, older.
I was going to say, so yeah, I'm going to go 0-1 as well, but that's not why I don't think they get the respect. I don't think they get the respect because they had home court in 3 out of the 4 rounds. So it's just not that
court.
Because they were a 50-something win team too. They won what, 56 games that year?
56. No, so they did. Yeah, they had it with everyone but the Spurs. And what did they do to the Spurs? They still swept them.
They still swept them, but I'm just saying that's why when you look at like the 95 Rockets, that's a way more impressive run versus the 0-1 run. Because you got a 40-win team going up against nothing but 57-win teams.
That is a great run, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think people give it enough credit because they did it so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Houston wasn't as easy. People just thought it was easy, so they didn't because it. When I say easy, when they look on paper, because they only lost 1 game, so people think it was easy, not realizing how hard it is to do. You know how hard it is to sweep an NBA team in the 3rd round on the road, like that is not easy.
And if you don't believe it, ask the Nuggets what they did to the Lakers last year. Ask them if that was easy.
But they didn't do it in the first 2 rounds, though.
No. But you're asking how hard it is to sweep a team in the 3rd round. Well, let's ask the Nuggets. They would have the freshest memory of what it's like.
They're a far superior team to the Lakers.
No, I agree with that. So that is our hour though for the night. Unless y'all want to keep talking, you got anything else you want to discuss? Bring up.
I put your new intro in. Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah. Actually, I was going to ask you. I've been meaning to ask you what's up with the new intro.
It's right here.
Let's check it out.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, we added in a little new background. We got black balls now.
Hey yo.
Whereas Anthony Black and Grady Dick, did you see their jerseys?
we actually
were talking about that yesterday.
Hey, we do. They just asked that actually. They asked. We put it up on the show last night and all that. So, hey, where do you guys all rank the all-time 2000 Lakers team?
Down. Oh, you're talking about this? Oh, what's this? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where do you guys rank?
Hey, where do you guys rank the 2000 Lakers all-time? I don't know if you're asking for it with the Lakers squads or all-time overall. All-time overall. I mean, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have them in a top 10 team. I don't know where I would have them. I never really thought about it.
Lakers, didn't they make our top 4?
No, Lakers. They made our top 3 or 4.
I think they mean the 01. I think when they say 2000, I think they mean the 2000, 2001.
They have an argument for the greatest team of all time. A legit argument for the greatest team of all time. I don't know how you can definitively say it. That's why I don't have a definitive GOAT. Because I just don't know how you can definitively say things like that. But they definitely have an argument.
But in your opinion, because you're going to have what, like the 17 Warriors, right? The 96 Bulls, the 01 Lakers,
the 95 Rockets.
95 Rockets, yeah. You're going to have 95 Rockets as a greatest team or greatest run?
Greatest
team. I still got the greatest team. I don't care if it's the greatest run or not. Still the greatest team. They did the most with the littlest. They turned chicken shit into chicken salad with that run.
That's how you gotta do it. I don't know exactly where they rank for me, but I feel as though that's the top 10 team. So
they said this dominant regular season, but struggled playoff team. Same with the 92 Bulls, 08 Celtics. We can say the same thing.
I don't think the 95 Rockets can be in the greatest team of all time because they were in that horrible expansion era, and we done with the 90s.
Well, then the 96 Bulls can't be either.
Trash.
I don't,
It's trash.
I don't know. I don't know how we're done with the. I said that. I don't know how we're done with the '90s when we couldn't have got it without going through the '90s.
Listen, all I ever it's time to go. But anytime someone says we done with the '90s because they put in my comments all the time, I go, great. Just tell me your top 10 all time.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one player that played any part of his career in the '90s or before, you're lying.
Have they given you the top 10 without someone in the '90s?
Never, not one. It's crickets. They either respond and it has 7 out of the 10 '90s or before. Listen, they all have Magic, Bird, Jordan, Wilt, Russell, Shaq. Most of them have Kobe. Like those 7 guys all started in the '90s or before. So there's no like, how can you be done if at least 70%? Duncan, even Duncan, they want to put Duncan in there. Oh, 2000s, yeah, he was started in the '90s. So oh, Kobe didn't get great until 2000. I go, doesn't matter. Shaq was drafted in '92.
Shaq was an All-NBA's first team center in the '90s.
92. So yeah, so you're not done. Although I will say this: for those that took that done with the '90s and started actually going back and watching games, not looking for low light clips, like I think it's a good thing. I think more people should watch more basketball. So that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, it's better than what we have now. We got people acting the fool now all the time.
Shaq and a fool.
No, I mean just doing unbelievably wild clips and stuff. Like, is this one right here? Like, have you seen this
Wait
clip?
for it.
And I thought it was ridiculous when I seen it.
Those people are done with the night. Those are the people that are done with the '90s.
Yeah, they're gonna be done with basketball completely playing like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those are the people that are done with the '90s. But anyways, yeah, we got to go. We will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if Fluent's going to make another surprise appearance, but watch. You never know.
Well,
All right,
gentlemen,
see y'all tomorrow.